Hello, Jonathan. Great to have you.
Yeah, thanks, Claudia. Lovely to be here, or
So,
here with you there.
in the ether somewhere, we're both in Vienna. So this
Yes,
is this is our serious negotiation in action with all the unprecedented action that's going on in the world right now for businesses and lawyers. We're looking into how these challenges are influencing people in their daily work. And you, as the head of the Vienna office of Nivalion, one of the leading European third-party funders. I'm sure you have your hands pretty busy at the moment. Can you tell us a bit more about what kind of negotiation challenges you're dealing with at the moment?
yeah, sure. So, one of the challenges is, of course, working remotely. Although, really, is it a challenge? And I'll get into that. Uh, Working with disputes, of course, is often considered and is often proven to be counter-cyclical. So economic downturns lead to more disputes. More disputes leads to more opportunities to fund more funding applications. We're already seeing that to some extent. Um, Certainly, we're already seeing a different kind of funding application where large multinationals that are facing unprecedented challenges are at least considering funding as an option. So what that means for us in terms of the challenges is how to connect with potential clients and also existing clients. And the usual way, of course, would be face-to-face. There's a company, client, law firm that's interested. Either we are in the same city. More often than not, we would be happy to meet in person. We travel there, they travel here, whatever would be suitable. But face-to-face contact, I think, used to, when it was an option, would trump any other option that there was. And there's a lot behind that, of course, not just meeting in person physically, but body language, being able to discuss many things that, of course, one can't discuss over email or doesn't want to, or that email doesn't facilitate the opening up of dialogue. So one challenge we have is to continue to connect with lawyers, with clients, and to continue to let them know, not that it's business as usual, but that we, as the focus of our we to look into is to understand what their needs are, the needs of the client, and to drill into those issues over time. One can do that in person, of course. That helps. Email, yes, facilitates the speed with which that can be done. But of course, the challenge, or one of the pitfalls, many pitfalls with that kind of communication, email, is that it often leads to either misinterpretation, misunderstanding. Just to open that up even further, especially when you're dealing with cross-cultural issues, one can say something in their non-native tongue that is misinterpreted, misunderstood. And that's at all levels, I think, of professional interaction, not just with funding, not just with lawyers. So the key here is coming back to basics, understanding the needs of the client, understanding that we have understood, explaining ourselves clearly so that the client, the lawyers understand what we're looking for from them, how they can deliver, what they need to deliver, how we can help them to deliver. So with the current situation, not being able to meet in person, practically speaking, for us, Nivalion, in Vienna, in Zug, in Munich, in Frankfurt, has not been difficult at all. I mean, practically all we've done is take our laptops home and set up office wherever, the lounge room, guest room, etc., the kitchen. So nothing's changed in terms of the infrastructure. We just don't work in an office. A lot of us have kids at home, as many people have as well. So there are additional challenges, how to work at home. But with times of adversity, with challenges, I think it's fair to say that's also a time for growth. And what we are seeing more and more internally is it's brought everyone closer together. Ironically, the further apart we've gone, physically, then
Mm.
we have become closer as a team in terms of using the technology at our disposal, video conferencing and the like. It's so easy now. It's the old ways were somewhat clumsy. You needed conference dial-in, etc. And I think using that on a ongoing basis was quite draining. At least that was my experience, that people would shy away from that,
Mm.
send an email, pick up the phone. But video
Mm.
conferencing has become so easy that it's much more accessible. Um, so we're seeing much more, say, internal communication
So it
in
sounds like it's
a
become easier even with
yeah,
within your team and with
I
internal communication also
yes,
because you're located in different cities, so you're used to this
exactly.
anyway. Have you found any good ways? Because you said the main challenge now is to stay in touch with the clients and to get that report and that information exchange going with clients. How do you deal with that? Have you found any good ways to?
So far, a large part of what we do, um, I don't want to say what we did do because it will obviously come back to some form of normal or a new normal. But a lot of our business development is spent going to conferences, speaking at conferences, meeting with potential clients, meeting with lawyers, meeting with whoever it may be when we travel. So that is not an option at the moment, and it probably won't be an option for the next coming months. I think it's fair to say, being conservative, probably things will start up after summer.
Mm.
To start up before summer, I don't know. I personally have my doubts, but maybe that will happen. So to connect and keep connected with clients, that what we find, firstly, options that so far have appeared available are to go down the road, as I've seen many law firms and many other businesses, to send out on social media, emails, etc. Hey guys, there's a big crisis in the world, but for us it's business as usual. We're operating, but from home. We can do what we do the same as we did. So everything's fine from our end. And that's one approach. We haven't gone down that approach. The approach we go down is simply to say, with our existing, the cases that we're currently funding, it's business as usual for us, namely when we receive requests to pay invoices and the like, we pay. So, nothing's changed.
No negotiations there.
No, I mean, it's by the time that we're already on board, the negotiation is over.
Mm.
Um, and we in other words, we meet our commitments. But in terms of still reaching out to lawyers and the like, we have pending and more pending funding applications. And it's, of course, easy to communicate via email and to transmit, say, substantive information. Please provide X, Y, and Z, or I've looked at this. Okay, that's fine. But I would say because of the current circumstances, there's an even greater need to connect, to create that interpersonal connection, and that personal connection now is easily available with video conferencing,
Mm.
with external people, clients, lawyers. And whereas in the past, I mean, speaking for myself, it may have been, well, I'm so busy that I just don't have time. I don't have 30 minutes, an hour to spend on the phone with person X, Y, and Z, when really I could knock this over in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, draft an email, send that out, it's done. We all have a lot more time in the day these days because so many things are being cancelled, conferences, travel, etc. And I find now more and more opportunity to call up people and to have a chat, and
Mm.
that the chats, the tone is different. It's not only professional. People are expanding the scope of discussion to personal issues. How are you? How's your family? Things that, really, and especially in the legal world, regardless of what jurisdiction, on the whole, it is a conservative community, and those kind of discussions were reserved really only for people that I knew in well beyond, say, a professional setting. that I'd worked with them. They were from colleague to friend. And now those walls, I see a lot of them have collapsed almost immediately. People are happy to connect in a different way. And I think that that's born out of necessity. People need to keep the connection, and because it's not possible now to either, well, I see you at a conference in 2 weeks' time, so we'll chat then. That's not an option now.
Plus, it seems like we're sort of all in the same boat at the moment. Everyone, doesn't matter where you call in around the whole world, you will have people in this exact same situation. And that's just unprecedented. So everyone connects over that. And it really feels like sometimes we create stronger bonds now over distance than we were able to do at conferences, when everything goes much faster and no one really takes the time to listen in. So this might actually be an opportunity to create better connections now with lawyers and with clients.
Yes, I think so. And stronger connection than just simply here's Claudia?
Yeah, just switching off the video to enhance our bandwidth.
Okay. Yeah, instead of saying there's a here's a case, let's talk about that and only that. There's a broader scope for the discussion.
That might be a great opportunity. Do you have any last tips for people in the current situation with the many things they might be negotiating in private and professionally?
Yeah, I do. I would say pick up the phone, speak to people, or video conferencing. Connect more through interpersonal communication than via email, which on the whole I find to be impersonal. It delivers really only a message, but it doesn't allow the people who are discussing a particular topic, a negotiation, whatever it might be. So much more is achieved on the phone in a short period of time than what can be described over written text. And of course, if you're going to become have a video conference, then we've all overnight had to become movie stars and become our own
tech experts
and deal with lighting issues and sound technicians and become our own head of IT, head of makeup, whatever it is. But yeah, to take all of that on board, it adds a new dimension, which is fun.
It looks like you've got all of that down fantastically. So thank you so much for your time, Jonathan. All the best. Take care of yourself, and I hope I'll see you at the next conference rather sooner than later.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.